SuvwI'pu. It is I, Kevash Sutai Reshtak, commanding officer of the IKV Veklar Bay, serving the Klingon Assault Group, here with a video review for you. Kapla! Welcome back, warriors. We're reviewing a wonderful set of garments today for you. An original series Klingon uniform. And before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the creator of these, or the people, the wonderful person that sells them. For those of you in fandom, and for those of you who watch the fan-produced films, or the films produced by both Star Trek Continues and Star Trek Phase 2 / New Voyages, Patty Wright. She is a costumer, she does makeup, and she was the person in charge of re-envisioning the script for K'Tumba, which is my absolute favorite of the Star Trek Phase 2 videos that they've done. It takes place, a lot of it, on Kotnosh, and you actually get to see Imperial Klingons and original Klingons, the augment Klingons, together. And when I watched that episode, I believe the first time I saw the teacher transport onto the pad of the Enterprise, there was a rousing kufak that came out of my mouth. Both my Parmakai and I were amazed, and we loved the episode. Speaking of the fan-produced films, before we get into the review, I want to go on record as saying that I do not think that there should be any animosity whatsoever between Star Trek Continues and Star Trek Phase 2. There may be some bad blood, but we as fans, both of them give us classic Trek. It's almost like, for every episode that they produce, it's almost like watching a lost episode of Star Trek. So stop the silly, goofy infighting. That's just the PSA here from the Veklar Bay. Don't do it. So moving into the review. Each one of these items are purchased separately. Patty Wright has an Etsy where she wonderfully makes available traditional Klingon attire for the original series. And my crew and my ship are located in Florida, in Northeast Florida. And as you know, or may not know, Florida heat would kill a Vulcan because it gets so hot. I wanted something that would be comfortable in the Florida heat. I wanted something that would, for Sundays at a con, or more casual events. And these are exactly what I was looking for. So let's move straight into the review. The first item on here are the pants, and I absolutely love, 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 love these pants. As you can see, they are dead on for the original pants. They have, it is what almost feels like a cotton broadcloth, real thin material, which is great because it's going to breathe, covered with a wonderful webbing, and just like in the original series. And the great thing about the webbing, or the interesting creative thing, I believe that the webbing was originally black. And just probably like in the original series, they were spray painted gold. I may be wrong, this may actually be real gold webbing, but that's kind of what it is like. It's what it feels like to me. And it's a brilliant idea. The other thing that I love about these pants is that she includes stirrups. And for any costumer out there, you know that one of the banes of any costume that involves high boots is trying to put your pants on with your pants riding up and you have to keep pushing down. This alleviates this, and I love the fact that she put the stirrups on here. The pants are extremely comfortable, and from me, the pants get an absolute 10 out of 10. Dead on, love these pants. And this is going to be a two-part review. The first part is going to be me reviewing the items separately, and then I'll put them all on for you so you can see how they look as you adopt your Klingon persona. The second item actually is two, but you're really only paying for one, and the other one's sort of a freebie, and we'll talk about that. The tunic and the mock turtleneck. Now the tunic, I love. Again, it's a very thin material. It looks exactly like the original series. The only, and because I'm sort of a perfectionist when I put things on, yes, there is a rule that if it looks Klingon, it is, but I try to go way above and beyond and get extremely accurate, which is one of the reasons why I went with her. Now, I don't know if it's because it was rushed, or I don't know if it was because it's me, but this front seam kind of bunches a little bit when I put it on. But once it's tucked into the pants and you stand and adjust for a couple of, getting it sitting right, it sits perfectly. And with the sash, it will work, wonderfully. But that's just me. That's a nitpicky thing. That has nothing to do with the seamstress. The mock turtleneck that mine came with, not really that happy with. It was actually faded, and the sleeves are not long enough for me. The sleeves come to about here on me. But that's an easy fix. You get yourself a mock turtleneck in your size. And again, I can't really complain about the turtleneck because, yes, it comes with the tunic, but you're actually paying for the tunic and not the turtleneck. She just happens to throw the turtleneck in as an extra added bonus, but she doesn't have to. So I can't give her much grief on this. One of the things that this was supposed to also come with, according to the listing in Etsy, were the 2 gold buttons that are used as rank pins in the original series. And I don't know if this was an oversight when mine was being packaged, but my uniform did not come with the appropriate buttons. I was a little bit bummed out about that, but went into my mini costume boxes of mystery and actually found 2 buttons that actually will look really, really cool on either side. And so if you have these, that's an easy 50-cent fix. So again, I can't complain too much about the tunic itself, because that's really what you're paying for. The fact that she throws in the mock turtleneck is an added bonus. And, so mine doesn't fit exactly right, and it's a little faded, whatever. Tunic, 10 out of 10. Tunic and mock turtleneck, 7. But just on the tunic alone, 10 out of 10. I had to drop it down a little bit because, again, mine did not come with the buttons that the listing said that it was going to come with. Now, this I am both absolutely happy and just very, very sad about. Another sip of blood wine. The sash. I did not want the Core Kang Worf big huge deal with the fringes and everything, and so she lists a modernized version, and I was extremely happy when it came. I love the construction. It's sturdy. It's going to be able to hold metals, and some of these I actually have to do a review for some of our other Klingon brothers that have Etsy stores that produce reproduction metals at a later time. But, I mean, it's very firm. It's very thick. It's going to not make your metals or your pins sag. And it doesn't have the crazy fringe that I didn't want. Here is where this made me sad. You send Patty your custom measurements, your measurements, and the uniform is made custom to you. Everything fits absolutely wonderfully on me, except the sash, which is one of the main things I wanted because I'm not a tailor, and my quartermaster is already working at double capacity to get things produced. But as you can see, it does not fit me properly. It does not sit right. It bunches way up here, and it doesn't come to where it's supposed to come. And that made me extremely sad. It's supposed to, sit flat here and come down to the hip. The hip length is appropriate, but this is way too much bunchy fun going on. And I was very, very upset. Because I was really wanting to, put this on and put the medals on it and get everything on. And you know. But being resourceful, I have decided on a fix for this. It would be wonderful if I could have another one made that actually fits. I don't know where the measurements got off, but we sent the appropriate measurements and everything else fits. This, unfortunately, does not fit me. So, and like I said, if I could get an actual, one that fits me properly, I would be absolutely ecstatic. But unfortunately, the Etsy does say that there are no refunds and no alterations, so that's kind of sad. That makes me a little sad. But the fix that I have in mind will make it more individual, will make it more ketbash, will make it more me. And what we're going to do is this seam here that sits on the shoulder, we're going to bust this seam open and add a grommet here, here, and here, 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 and here. And we're going to find large either jump rings or gold chain, wide gold chain, and expand it on the shoulder part to where it will actually sit properly on me. And that way, it will be a little bit longer, but it will, there'll be a chain motif up here. And that'll be the fix for this, which shouldn't be that hard. This is a pretty simple seam here to break open. So for the sash, the construction is amazing. I love this. God, I wish this would have fit, because I was really excited for this. So for the construction of the sash and for, the modern version of the sash, if it fit me properly, this would be like a 12 out of 10. Because it doesn't fit me properly, after the measurements were sent, I'm probably going to only give it a 6 out of 10, simply because it doesn't fit. And it doesn't fit properly, even though the measurements were sent. I have been in contact, and I love this, by the way, and we're going to make it work. I just wish I could have another one. But when I finally got in touch with Patty Wright, when I first ordered this, it gave me an estimated time frame. And when the estimated time frame came and went, I was pretty patient and waited a little bit longer. When I still hadn't heard anything back or saw that it hadn't shipped, I sent the Etsy a private message, and I never heard anything back. So then I emailed the email that's on the Etsy, and I never heard anything back. So then I went on Facebook and found Ms. Wright and sneezed and sent her a private Facebook message. And she responded and did say that, she had had some complications, health complications and whatever, and that it was a Comic-Con, which I had completely forgotten about. So she was inundated with orders for Comic-Con, and there were some personal issues that were going on. Being an honorable Klingon, unlike some of the Fetties out there, I did not take offense and say, well, I ordered this and I want it on this day. Completely understanding. I know about personal issues sort of taking over the realm. But when this did come, and again, the communication in the very beginning, I would have way dropped as far as communication with the seller. I was honestly prepared to give like a 3 or a 2, if. But once we were actually in contact, and she did on subsequent occasions respond to my messages, I understood, there's a lot of stuff going on. Completely understandable, especially when you're such an amazing costumer and you have, who knows how many orders she had to fill. I'm a very patient person. My real life feathers don't get ruffled very often. But for the whole package, like I said, all of this together, I will give this a straight 10 out of 10. I would recommend, if you're looking for original Klingon uniform, you cannot go wrong with her as a total package. Now, again, for the sash, I'm going to have to knock it down because with the measurements that were given, which are my measurements, the sash does not fit properly. And I will have to alter it, or I'll have to have it altered. It would be better if I would have had a sash that fit properly the first time, but and that was one of the items that I was really, really looking forward to, was an original, modern, original version of the original Klingon sash. So I was kind of disappointed when I put it on and it didn't fit. No matter how much I tried, it just didn't fit. So we'll fix that. Eventually, maybe I'll try to order another one or get in contact with Patty again and see what didn't work right, why it didn't fit. Or maybe there's another measurement that I didn't give that I should have. I don't know. So, but for the whole package, like I said, it was about $141, and you absolutely cannot go wrong. The one thing that this doesn't come with, oh, and like I said, also for me, the buttons were not shipped with the costume like it was supposed to be. Whatever, it's a 50-cent fix, $50 fix, whatever. I'm not gonna sweat 2 plastic buttons. The one thing that it did not come with, that you will have to purchase separately, is the belt buckle. Now, you can either get a separate piece of elastic and attach the belt buckle to that and use that as a belt to cinch the pants, or because of the way the pants are constructed, and this is probably what they did in the original series, because this is the width, go ahead and attach with Velcro and sewing in the Velcro, attach the belt buckle, which I really should have had over here, attach the belt buckle to the front of the pants, go ahead and sew the Velcro on and then put the belt buckle on. And the belt buckle you can get from several different places. The one that I got was on Etsy and another wonderful store that sells a lot of metals, which we will review on another time. So the first part of the review is over. I will go ahead and put all of this on. I'm not going to do the makeup and all because I have to shave my head and everything. We'll put this on and you can see how everything fits. I'm going to put the sash on so you can see that it doesn't fit with the costume. So stay tuned for the second part of the Trade Winds costume, which is Patty Wright's Etsy, for the original series Klingon uniform. Stay tuned. Kapla.